What's up, guys? Michael Ballard here. Hit that share button. Turn on notifications when Michael Ballard goes live. Share, tag your teams. It's Wednesday at 8 p.m. Are you amped? Today is going to be amazing. Wait. Let's do it. Well, that's 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Everybody hop on here. Ballard TV. Coming out from Ballard TV. I'm excited to drop bombs today, dude. Bombs.
You're not grinding, you're taking days off.
Here we go. Let your friends get on. Everybody get hype. I want energy, man. On that side of the screen, I want you clapping. On that side of the screen, I want you dreaming. I want you feeling. Come on. This is it. This is the 30-minute segment of your week where you get amped. This is the 130 segment of your week where you get on fire, where you chase your dreams, where the real stuff comes. Ready? We'll give it 10 seconds.
Your dream be small and your grind be big because of your grind.
That's it. All right, let's roll. What's up, guys? Michael Ballard here, coming at you quick with a Wednesday 8 p.m. Ballard TV segment. We are ecstatic to come back to you guys. We have not finished the room yet, so we've got a lot of updates to do still. We're going to get some TVs in here. It's going to be better lighting in here. We're going to get a mic on me every single week. These are updates that are bomb. Now, this week, real quick, hold on. Let me do this. All right, this week, I want to talk to you guys about something pretty important. I'm going to sit down for the first part of this because we released the program this week. We sold a ridiculous amount of copies. It was ridiculous. Literally, people were hitting me up like, make sure it doesn't go out of stock. Make sure we have enough. Make sure that I'm going to be able to get one of these copies, okay? And then also, through this, people went through the audio program. People caught some of the secrets. They caught some of the tips. They got called by the Ballard team. They got emailed by the Ballard team, secret messages, literally to find out more content is hidden inside of it, okay? Amazing. Then we had 10 slots open. 10 slots open for me to do one-on-ones with several individuals, okay, who are going to buy this program before 9 p.m. the next day in a 24-hour period for $100. $100 to sit down and map everything out. And I'm talking about revealing to these guys secrets. I'm talking about revealing to these guys the tips, the tricks, the mindset, the real deal, the real content behind the scenes, the extra stuff that people just don't think about. And honestly, it scares some people. That's what it is. It scares people. It makes them upset. Like they're worried about it. And now I want to talk about after all that, that's all our updates. We did amazing with the program, so thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you so much for being there for us. Here at Ballard Corp, what we're trying to do is give you the best content. We're trying to make sure that you guys can be successful, that you go out there and you achieve what you're after. Seriously, that you're living a life worth talking about, that you are living a life that you can just step up to the bat and smack that home run every single time. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this episode's going to be kind of somber. It's going to be a little scary, honestly. I'm going to reveal some truths about not just me, but about the world that we live in today. And it might be mildly controversial. Some people actually get upset about this type of content. They get worried about it, or they get it draws up this fear inside of human beings to where it's like, I don't know. They don't like to hear it. They don't like to hear it, basically, before I go too deep into that. But where it's at is I was thinking about success, and someone asked me, why are you so passionate? Why do you have so much energy? And the simple answer is that energy is abundant. It's literally everywhere in the whole entire world, and you can create it at an instant. It's created in moments. It's created with feelings, because I'm a soldier of success, and that every day I'm rocking my habits. Every day I'm reading my books. Every day I'm listening to my audios, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything else. It doesn't matter how I'm feeling that day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I'm thinking about that day. It doesn't matter what's coming across my desk. It only matters if I'm keeping up with my daily habits. Why? Because in a sober mind, I told myself that those habits are going to make me into the person I need to be. If I become the person that I need to be, then guess what? Then I get what I'm supposed to get. Guaranteed. End of story. So just do your habits, right? And that's the simple answer. But to be honest with you, success is wow, man. Success is a journey. And the journey sometimes gets to be a little rough. Sometimes it gets to be a little scary. Sometimes it gets to be a little hard. And I like to say that success is easy because you can just turn your mind off and do those habits on a day-to-day basis. But success actually turns out to be one of the most challenging things in people's lives. And the reason why that is because if it was easy, then everybody would do it. And then we'd have everybody be successful. The problem is the program, the system that we live in today, the interface of a structure is built for it to not be easy, for it to beat you down. That's why things are the way they are. So I was talking to this person this week, and they were talking to me like, really, what is it that motivates you? What is it that gets you inspired and gets you going after it every single day? And it was this kind of anger that stilled up in me, honestly, where I used to watch these guys and they were successful, and success became cool first. That was the first thing. Success became cool. I was like, okay, it's cool. And then after that, I was like, some of these guys are like manipulating the system. Some of these guys are like using the laws of success to cause havoc or wreak problems for people. See, there's two different sides of this coin of success. There's greed and there's desire. And desire is amazing. Desire is amazing. Desire is like you can go out and create whatever you want, and it benefits other people. You change the lives of others. If you create it, you change the lives of others. Then greed's the other side of the spectrum, and that's where it gets kind of hazy. And a lot of times it's this gray area, especially in America, in the land of the free, where we're out here and we're just grinding our face off for that extra buck, right? And greed, usually what that means is that you're going to keep running after something even though it damages other people. And that just didn't sit well with me. And I started looking at some facts, and you can do what you want. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. You can call me whatever it is you may call me. And I found a fine line where I separated myself between a conspiracy theorist and a conspiracy factualist, okay? Someone who actually knows what's going on in this universe, what's going on in this world. And you wake up every day, and you go to school, and you go to work, and you try really hard, and you read books, and you have a cough or a burp every now and then, and you eat soup, and it's enjoyable, and it's warm, and ice cream, and you get a brain freeze, and you're human, right? And that humanism sometimes clouds your mind as to what actually is going on outside of the humanism. And this is where it gets really weird. So I release like subtle hints every now and then in my videos about energy, about what's going on the outside, about what atoms are and what electrons are and how many of them are there, and the Higgs boson. And these are words that you should be looking up, guaranteed. But it's crazy because we live in this like vast universe on this like tiny rock in the middle of one galaxy. Within this galaxy, there's hundreds, and this has been NASA, hundreds of billions of star systems, just like ours, with multiple planets in each star system. And that's just one galaxy. If there was 1 million star system. If there was just 1 million star system in this galaxy, it would be amazing. It would be a huge universe. People are worried. You guys, some people are sleeping and waking up the next day and acting like there is not more to find out. I've been watching the amazing titans of industry, Rockefeller, Carnegie, JP Morgan, right? These guys, Vanderbilt, who have all built businesses that were bigger than massive empires, the largest empires to ever be seen on the planet. Real success. I'm talking about the power game. I'm talking about the grind game. I'm talking about when we're getting nitty gritty, and all they wanted, it wasn't about money anymore, it was about innovation and beating each other. Seriously, that amount of competition made it so that new things were coming out every single week. Brand new innovations. Electricity was created during this time. Electricity was put together in houses. You realize that they were using fire in people's houses? Kerosene to light the house? When the lights go out, that's it. Sorry. No video games. No Wi-Fi. Horse and buggies. No cars. I'm talking about real innovation that happened within a 40-year period of time. And here I am to tell you right now that that amount of innovation is about to happen again. It's called the technological revolution. And it's about to come. And someone's got to start it. And I got really angry at one point when I started looking at the world and how it was and how many people are dying. 22,000 kids a day are dying. That's a statistic I throw out there all the time because that's crazy. And my question is like, how are they counting all these kids? Are they running around and like tagging dead bodies of kids wherever it is that those kids may be? And it's a sad, morbid topic. And we're out there and you act like there's no innovation to be had. There's no new things to come out except the next iPhone with a little bit slimmer screen. I'm talking about what's the next stuff to come out. You realize that civilization has been getting built for thousands, millennia, thousands of years. where they were building crazy things, just these amazing things. Like fire, the first time fire came out, people were like, oh my God, and wheels, and then carriages and aqueducts and structures, and then architecture came out, and then art. And I'm talking about real stuff here. And then now we are living in this amazing land where I am now filming live to all over the world. Literally, people in Spain are watching this, people in Luxembourg are watching this. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That I'm live right now all over the world on a Magic Miracle screen that you're watching, and you almost have the audacity to click the home button on this one. Someone created this. Someone made it. Someone designed it. And now you're trying to tell me that doesn't happen anymore? That it's done? What about 10 years ago when there was no iPhone? You see what I'm saying? For real. So it made me angry. It got me upset. I was like, why is this happening? Why is there poisons in our food? Okay, there's not poison in our food, Mike. What are you talking about? High fructose corn syrup. Go look it up. That's just one. Monosodium glutamate. Look it up. I'm talking about the real deal here, okay? I'm talking about what is in your food. What is your family eating? I'm talking about the school system. When all of these geniuses are failing out and people with a college degree can't get jobs. This is just the facts. And let's even talk about the college degree. Let's talk about the kids dying in other places, or people without electricity, or people without water, or diseases that aren't getting cured. And it's like a research effort forever and ever and ever. And I'm not an expert. I can't solve cancer. I can't. But you know what I can do? When Andrew Carnegie had no idea anything about steel at all, he built the largest steel empire ever to be seen on the planet. They didn't understand the chemical structure of oil, ladies and gentlemen, but they hired engineers who did. Henry Ford was brought to court for being a buffoon, being an invalid. They put him on trial to talk to him about being an invalid. One of the richest and most powerful men on the planet. They're like, you're an invalid. Why are you doing this? He's like, I've got a button to press in my office that calls people in to answer and ask questions that you have not even thought of yet. And you're telling me to fill my brain with useless facts, or how to integrate knowledge and inspire others on how to build the real thing. Cars. He built cars. Cars. Now this age is coming out, and I understand that we are now at a point where 21-year-old, 18-year-old can go out there. There's 15-year-old motivational speakers out there who are making six figures. Are you serious? And you're telling me that you can't get out there and change the marketplace? That you can't come up with something new? That you can't team up with an individual to create something brand new in the most connected generation in history? But you'd rather sit in your room when inside of our supermarkets, they're not that super, you got poison in there. Cancer numbers are skyrocketing. Diseases are going through the roof. There is social unrest. People are afraid of the peace bringers. The peace bringers are afraid of the people. And we keep pointing our fingers at lazy politicians who listen to this. And it's not even that they're lazy, to be honest with you. It's because they do work. They do a lot of work. They take a lot of photo shoots. They do a lot of calls. And I'm telling you, it's harder than you think it is. So I take that back. They're not lazy. They work really hard. Here's the deal. They're constricted. So as good or as bad as you think the politicians are, they're constricted. What are they going to do? They're going to get on TV and talk like this? Social suicide. If Obama got on and got really upset about how things were being right now, he would lose all presidential facility. People wouldn't respect him anymore. He would cause social unrest, people would be upset about what he said, and he would lose votes, and then he loses his job. What would you do in that situation when your family is depending on food on the table? When your legacy is to change America, you've got to change it in a small way, because if you try to change it in a big way, if you try to get in the face of the people and say, listen, the bureaucratic ideals of the past have not worked. Look at how the system is running right now. Look at how capitalism has turned out. Seriously. Where there's loopholes in 9,000-page tax documents. I'm talking about where they took your ability to succeed and put it behind some bank and lawyer firms that you can't even afford. I'm talking about the real deal here. And I got angry. And I got upset about that. And I also got upset that we got so caught up in the fact that we can't provide this innovation and we're surrounded by magic every single day. The fact that I'm even talking to you right now is magic because of invisible airwaves that are traveling from a mirrored screen to another mirrored screen, and sound, frequency that's hitting your eardrums and creating what I'm saying right now as content in your mind. And I know this is high level, but it's time to take a step above. If you're really after success, if you're really after the real deal, you got to understand one thing. Number one, yourself. Then you got to understand number two. You got to understand where you are. You're on planet Earth, my friend. Welcome. You're a human being. And it's hard for me to say these things. And one of the podcasts I did, they said to me, they were like, Michael Valor talks about the ideas that people reject. And I love that. I love that. It's just because I see this magic every day. I see it. I walk outside and I'm amazed at what is going on. That there's a big, gigantic, invisible bubble around this planet that keeps air inside that I can breathe and survive with. That I get to look at a sun, which is a huge solar ball of energy that's beaming down heat and warming my body and growing plants on my planet. I'm talking about way more than a book. I'm talking about way more than you closing deals in the marketplace or shaking hands or being able to get a little mechanic on how to manipulate people into a sale. I'm talking about beyond leadership. I'm talking about real humanism. And when I started to study the secrets, and I went searching, man, I went looking for the philosophical text, the text of the past. I went to all of the libraries. Libraries, you can't even take the text out of the libraries. You have to sit there and read them in there. And I spent days and days and days and weeks and months in those libraries reading and reading and reading. And then some adult has the audacity right now to say that I'm 21 and that I can't do it. When I spend my 24 hours every single day studying to become the person who can. I understand that the world is in a very bad predicament right now. We've got boundaries everywhere, and scientists aren't working together. Some scientists aren't getting money because of marketability. Innovation's in your head. You have unlimited creativity. You're tuning in right now to get a little bit of an amp, a little bit of a boost, and I'm not just going to give you a little boost right here. I'm going to take you to a whole new level of consciousness. I'm going to take you to a whole new level of thought. This is where it changes. You realize now that there are secrets out there that are so far beyond anything you could have ever imagined, and they're not shown. They're not hidden, they're not talked about, they're not publicized. That these secrets that are out there right now are the ones that bring true humanism back. And guess what? A lot of them, it's not a conspiracy. A lot of them just haven't been discovered yet. Think about it. If we're talking about electricity 200 years ago, what would you say? That's magic. Right? It's magic. How about a TV? How about a FaceTime? How about a FaceTime 200 years ago? Where a little portal of a man pops up and he can speak to you about different things. How about this? You have the largest library of knowledge forever on your device that you're holding in your hand right now. The largest library of information ever. And you can just put these little buds in your ears that don't even attach to your phone, and they actually download that information into your brain. It's a little bit of a different way to look at life. Now you're not waking up the same anymore. See, I got intrigued with that, ladies and gentlemen. I saw magic for the first time and I was blown away. I saw magic and I was like, oh my God. I was like, we can do anything we want. I was like, so much has not been discovered. So much has not been consumed. Now here's the deal. We live in this consumption society where we're consuming things, and it's time to consume ideas. It's no longer time to go rush in at Black Friday and buy a million things and wreck your bank account for Christmas where you get one of your friends some slippers that they're going to throw away in 2 months. I'm talking about now searching the human codex. I'm talking about now finding the cures for diseases that have not been there. How do you do that, Mike? That's crazy. Why would you even say that? You don't think people are trying? You know how many people have claimed that they can cure cancer right now who have not been explored? You know how many amazing minds fail out of high school who could have been the right guy to cure the right disease one time? To inspire the right guy. What if I had failed out of high school and I never met the people who were going to start my business? How many lives have you changed right now? You listening right now. How many lives have you changed right now? Think about it. How many lives have you touched? Even if it's just your family. And how about this? If I've touched your life, how many lives have touched because of that? How many more lives will touch go down the line? I was telling somebody one time, we were talking about, she's a school teacher, and we were talking about how the minds of these youth get molded, okay? And she was like, pretty basic about it, right? Just like, I think I'm shaping the generations of the future, right? I'm making ideas, I'm making lesson plans, and I'm teaching them on how to go out to the future. And I'm saying, how about you slip some things into the lesson plans and make those kids think? How about you tell them they're a little bit better than they think they are? How about you tell them they're a little bit different than the last person that sat in that chair? I'm talking about the real stuff. You can come onto this and you can get motivated and you can do well in business. You can make a lot of money. You can enjoy the physical pleasures of this world forever and ever and ever. You can hang out in Morocco with your friends and drink on the beach and have an amazing life because of business tactics. And I'll get to that today. I will. But what I want to do is the one person who did hear this and got inspired by the magic that's actually going on and said, oh my God, what is this? Somebody did that. You know that? Somebody did that. Somebody looked around and was like, what is this? What is this? I see such a limited amount. I hear such a limited amount. My brain is absolutely amazing. Actually, the data that goes into my brain makes who I am. If I've been hurt in the past, okay, and a lot of people have, if I've been hurt in the past, I'm going to act like for the future, hurt mentality. I'm going to have trust issues. I'm going to have a problem dealing with people. I'm going to have a problem communicating. If I got made fun of for being a fat as a kid, which I did, guess what would happen if someone called me fat now? I would hate it, right? So you're telling me that your past experiences craft your reality in the future. But you're telling me your future experiences don't craft your future reality after that? Kind of thought-boggling, isn't it? When you realize that the thoughts, the feelings, the things you do, the things you say, create and craft who you are, not just in the minds of others, but in the mind of yourself. And when you have someone in your mind of who you are, you start to act like that person. And that I had to change who I was in my own mind before I could change how I acted in the marketplace. I had to find an inner confidence and figure out that nobody knows what they're talking about. Let me say that again. Nobody knows what they're talking about. I know that's really hard to swallow. Show me somebody. Show me somebody who knows all the answers. Who knows how this thing happened, or what else is out there, or what goes on beyond what it is right now. You know, science has confirmed several other dimensions, but you're still thinking that this is cartoon talk. That's the thing. People try to associate all this thing I say with like mysticism, and it's science. It's just science. It's only mysticism to the people who don't understand that science progresses. That science doesn't stay the same. That science isn't stagnant. That life isn't stagnant. That you grow. That you change. That you become a new individual every book you read. You're downloading information in your brain. You're creating new experiences. Those experiences craft who you are for the future. Why are you not reading? Why are you not listening to information like this right now? Why are you about to click that home button? For what? Answer a message? You got a GIF to send to your friend? I don't do this for any reason. I do this because I'm mad that you're not where you want to be. I'm upset with it. Because it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You didn't know better. I didn't know better. I was going to be a plumber. Michael Valor was going to be fixing toilets. I didn't know that there were secrets out there in different places and different ideas and different thoughts. And whatever you think is information is what someone wrote down a long time ago. You think that's information. Somebody wrote it down in a book, and now all of a sudden it's law. When you realize that they lived the same amount of human experience that you lived, and you can't come up with new things, there was only the guys in the past who could come up with new concepts. It was only the masters who could figure something out, not the common people, right? Common people can't create anything. Here's my deal, and I hope this hits home, man. And I hope this spreads. I hope people see this and they really resonate with it. Because I'm a man of the common people. Because I came from the bottom and I saw where you guys stand and I saw where you stand now. I'm right there. And I've also seen and studied the top. And I've seen the elites work and I've seen what they do and I've seen how they act and I've seen what they create. And I want to see more. Because there's a reason why I don't know enough. There's a reason why the system has created me to show up to lunch on time. And not creatively think. Why is everyone out there not believing that they can make something new? Why is everyone out there so amazed when I talk about what magic is out there, the electrons that create this entire world that we live in right now that actually are not in existence until we observe them? I'm talking about magic, but I'm really talking about science. I'm talking about a new age for human beings to evolve and grow in. I'm talking about a new infrastructure that doesn't look like the old one. I'm talking about true innovation. I'm talking about trashing what was before to create the dawn of tomorrow, to really save people's lives, to bring together the superheroes of this planet, to bring power back to the people's hands so that we can create things and we can build things and we can feel fulfilled and you can feel like you're contributing and you don't feel like you're giving up your dream and you're not worried about failing the test and you're not worried about what you buy and you're not worried about getting your car to work today. I'm talking about life. Life. Real life. This life, being human, and ask yourself what it means to be that way. And why are we this way? And why do we wake up every day? And why do we die? And why did before we died so early? I tell people now I would love to live to 300 years old. And people are like, oh my God, what the heck? That's so weird. That's unnatural. Okay, it's unnatural. 1,000 years ago, people were dying at 25. You want to live a little bit longer, I think. What if I told you your average age to die was 25? You're probably like, I'm just a kid. Not back then you weren't. If I told them that they could live to 100, they would have been like, that's unnatural. The truth tellers of our generations, Galileo, when he showed people what the universe looked like, when they showed people that the world was not flat, but it was actually a sphere inside of a universe, they were called liars. They were called mystics. And now they're called the truth. And that's just how those things go. So it made me agitated. It made me angry. And that was a time a long time ago when I was 16 years old and I actually got opened up to what it is going on in this world and to the fact that I know nothing. I'm not standing here telling you that I know anything. I'm telling you that I am living in the limitless possibility of tomorrow. That every day something new could happen to me that would totally shake my paradigm, that would craft an entirely new world in my head. I would build a new belief system. I would build a new idea because I'm not attached to who I was yesterday. I'm attached to what's real and searching for what's real. And what's real is what the most people agree upon. How about that? How does someone become famous? The most people agree they're famous. Let me say that again. How does someone become famous? How did Tai Lopez become famous? A bunch of people said he was famous, or a bunch of people knew he was famous. The more people that knew him, the more famous he got. And then he became famous, and everyone started to agree that he was famous, and now he's famous. Done. He's a master. He literally worked that he made himself famous. You see what I'm saying? These are called Enfields. Enfields are what most people know, most people think, most people accept as the truth. And then that's the truth of the time. The truth back in Greek days was that there was a ton of gods. One of them was named Zeus. He hurled thunderbolts. That was the truth. There was a point in time when they thought that. Don't stand here and stand firm in today. Allow yourself to be open to the flow of tomorrow. How, Mike? How are you so adept to trends? How do you see trends in the marketplace? How do you have this creativity? How do you have this imagination? How do you create brand new products at the age of 18? How do you start movements and your words just come out eloquently and they have the right energy and you speak to them the right way? How do I speak to an audience like that? Because I'm trying to tell you something. I'm not trying to speak on stage. I'm not trying to speak. I'm not trying to dazzle you. I don't care. It's not about dazzling you. It's about changing the world. And the reason why you feel the way you do after my talks is because I'm real about that. It's because it comes from my heart. Because it's actually legit. Because it's not fake. Because it steps beyond the boundary of what was yesterday. And it actually starts to create. Within every one of my talks, you build neural pathways that change your life forever. Because I guarantee you that even if you listen to 3 seconds of this, that tomorrow everything's different. That everything you see is just a little different. Or maybe not. Maybe not at all. Maybe it's just one moment. Maybe it builds up into one moment in your life in the future where everything then, right then, is different. And you look around and you ask yourself, who am I? And what am I doing here? What am I for? What could I do? I'm here to be happy. I'm here to feel good. I'm here to contribute to a global society. Stop being stuck in country mentality. Stop being stuck in race mentality. You know how silly that is? You know how silly it's going to sound in 100 years? In 1,000 years? You don't think there's going to be 1,000 years later? Seriously. There's going to be 1,000 years later and they're going to look at us and be like, oh my God, what primitive people. And somebody's got to create that future. And it's got to be somebody who understands humans. And it's got to be somebody who understands where we're at. And it's got to be someone who can go out there and reach their hand out and inspire other people to action. And it's got to be someone who doesn't know all the answers but knows that there are answers to all the questions. And if I can do that and I can enter the marketplace and I can grab the people and I can pull them together and I can say, guys, why are we doing this separate? Why are we doing this separate? Why are we doing this separate? And crickets. Every time there's crickets. Every time there's crickets. Well, I mean, I don't know. What if your enemies, you actually went to them and said, hey, what is it that you want? What is it that you want in life? What do you desire? You realize that if you were on my team, there would be no enemies anymore. You understand that there's war. War. You know what war is? War is one of the most menial things that people could ever do on this planet. War. And every one of us have just accepted the fact that that's how it is. And I understand. Look, I appreciate the troops. The freedom to even be able to do this is because of them. I'm just saying that communication, real communication, can solve so many more problems. That real handshakes, that real conversations behind closed doors when we're talking, when we elect leaders who we know are going to have our backs in that room to have that conversation. Do you even know what's going on? I don't. And that scared me. It scared me. And that's when I wanted to be successful. And that I wanted to climb the ladder that they created before me. And that I wanted to stop people from suffering. And that I wanted to do way more than earn a six-figure income. That I wanted to impact other people, to see this magic, to have that desire, to want to create and build a brand new world. Because it's capable of happening. And I'm not saying I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm 21 years old. But I am saying that I will do it. I am saying that what happens in 20 years, when I'm 40 years old and I've been doing this for 20 years, what do you think? I'm telling you that I got a plan to knock this thing out in about a year and a half. Believe me or not, doesn't matter. I'm going to do it. And all the people on here who have felt that little way when I talk, who have felt that little bit of energy, who has grasped onto a new idea, I'm telling you, I know you're there. I know you felt something just a little different about me than all the other talkers. Why? Because I'm telling you something. Because I'm telling you something real. And everything sounds a little bit different when he says it. And it hits me a little bit. And it's a lot of energy and passion to it. I've never seen anybody like this in my entire life. He's just talking so fast and it's blowing my mind. I can't believe it. It's just so gold. Because it's amazing. Because it's human. Because it's real. That's it. And I'm dedicating my life to figuring out all the secrets, figure out all the ways to do this, to keep advancing the human race, to promote love and prosperity, to provide as much peace as I possibly can, to connect the world in a way that has not been connected ever before. And that's why I call myself a hero. And I will call myself a hero for every day from this, because I will give you 125%, 200%, because the world will always give me half of what I give it back. I'm not going to give and expect 100% back when I only give 100%. I'm going to give you 200% so you can give me 100% back. I want you to be fulfilled. I don't want to get on here and talk about some lame crap concept that's not going to get you successful. I don't want to get on here and motivate you for 10 minutes so that you just get off this and you're sitting on the toilet watching this live and you get super amped and then you don't do anything. Maybe you read 2 pages before you go to sleep tonight. What I want to do is I want to touch your heart in a way that it hasn't been touched before in a long time, the way it was supposed to be touched in the beginning, the way life was supposed to touch it. I wanted to study the ways of communication so that I knew that I can speak to you and I can get a message across the right way. That I knew that when I speak from the chest, when I speak from the heart, that you feel something real. And guess what? If you're even feeling anything right now, that's a miracle. You know why? Because we're speaking over invisible airwaves from across the country, from across the world. And you're feeling right now, and you don't think that's weird? You don't think that one human talking can make you feel weird from around the world? Yeah, Michael Valor talks about all the ideas that humans reject. That's exactly right. I love it. Success is real, ladies and gentlemen. And in this environment, there has never been a time ever before when you could have achieved it as you can right now. So now let me tell you how to talk to people. That's my lesson today. How do you talk to people? Number one, you tell them things. You want to tell. You want to be telling a story. You want to be crafting. You want to be telling them a concept. Here, let me show you this. You see what I'm saying? Don't say it, because a lot of times what happens is communication needs to be from this way to this way, and what happens is it goes from this and it stops right here. Because I'm just communicating. I'm just talking. All my words are empty, and I'm just telling you a presentation. And I'm not telling you exactly how I'm feeling. I'm just telling you what someone else told me to feel. I'm actually just telling you that this thing is awesome and it's really worth doing. Why are people not getting into your business? Why are people not buying your product? Because you're not telling them really how you feel. Show them why you're in. Show them why you're all in on your product. Show them why you're all in on life. Show them your confidence in your living, in your ability, in your intelligence. And guess what? If you don't have confidence, oh my God, Mike, I don't have confidence. Well, go read some books. Go listen to some audios and then come out of the cave in about a year and you'll only be 1 year older and then you'll have the confidence to do it. You'll have all the knowledge to do it. You'll know what you're talking about. And when you go out there, you'll be able to tell other individuals what you know and they'll be able to tell other people and it'll get exponential and you'll build an empire and you'll be a leader. Because you'll be able to look someone in the eye and be like, look, man, this world's a crazy place. But I do know a couple people who have figured it out. Figured what out, per se? Not much, but just enough to live a good life. To live a life worth talking about. And that's why I'm a part of this thing. That's why I'm a part of this product. That's why I'm a part of this mindset. That's why I'm a part of this movement. Because I just don't want to live reasonably anymore. I want to be a soldier of success and I want to cover myself in so much gold that it's ridiculous. And I am shining in the supermarket. That people flock to me because of my virtue, because of my prosperity, because of my abundance, because of my mentality, because of my respect, because of my loyalty. The real qualities that make up a good person, not just in business, but everywhere, because those qualities expand all over the world, because those qualities are individual to one concept or one industry, because those qualities are what we appreciate as humans. That's it. Why aren't you reading business books, Mike? Because business is all about humans. And guess what? Turns out I am one. Congrats. I've got an amazing test subject to work on. So, number one, you tell them. You tell them. Show them you. Show them you. Speak from the heart. Speak honest. Okay? Speak honest to them. Okay? Number one. Number two, always have confidence. Always have confidence. Here's the deal. One of my mentors said this before. He was like, look, you have a presentation to present one of your clients, one of your prospects, okay? Right? They don't know it. You know it. They don't know your presentation. You know it. So if you mess up, don't say sorry. Don't say sorry. Oh, hold on. I've just been messing up today. Oh my God. Just say it. Just say it loud and proud. It's going to sound way better because a lot of times, most people don't even hear what you say. They just hear how you say it. Isn't that crazy? They don't really hear every single bit of information. They can only tell how they feel when they walk away. So if you make them feel like crazy good when they walk away, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be like, that was crazy good. Yeah? Cool. So tell them. Next, honest, confident. Make them feel. Make them feel. Speak to them. Understand that. Okay? Also, when you're talking, you'll see me do this all the time. Open hands. Open hands. Why? Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it right now. Do it with me. Okay? Open your hands. Look at your hands. Now look at the back of your hands. Look at your hands. Look at the back of your hands. A little bit more vulnerable. A little bit more vulnerable. When you open your hands, you look at yourself, you feel a little bit better. Feel a little bit different. Okay? Look at that. I mean, even that. See what I'm saying? Open hands. Open hands. Show, because what happens is when we get nervous when we're talking to people, what we do is we kind of like cover up our organs. We kind of like get all like worked up and we're like, you just see people talking on stage like this and they're kind of jittery and they're just holding themselves like this. It's because they don't have the confidence to open themselves up to their crowd, their audience. Here's the deal. All the focus of that audience is on you. And I know that's scary. Use the fear as a weapon. Open yourself up. Always jump in. Always dive head first. Whether it's a business that you're in, whether it's a mentality that you think you want, whether it's a speaker that you like, dive head first. If it's me, dive head first. Find out the knowledge that I have to get me to where I'm at. You understand that I retired at 19 years old? That I will never work a day in my life in corporate America. That I get to travel the world and speak to all of my friends. And I get to inspire other people. And that I have an unlimited amount of confidence. And that I went from 260 pounds to 190. That I now live healthy. I'm just one example of success. There are millions. Millions. Success is real. This world is crazy. We don't know all the info. It's exciting that we don't know all the info. And you're capable of getting it. Now put all 5 of those together. You make a fist. And you just go, yes! Because every day is the greatest day ever when you find that out. Every day is the greatest day ever when you find that out. And when you go back and listen to this live, which I hope you do, you replay that over and over again. And you understand that this fist is the one that's going to knock all your fears in the face. That it's going to punch your shadow and it's going to beat your demons. That nothing is going to hold you back any longer. That all of those sad thoughts and all of that past is going to get divorced and you're going to move forward. That all the success concepts that you're learning in books are going to get integrated while you're sleeping in dreamland in a totally different world. And you're going to wake up and you're going to express this magic to everyone you've ever met. And they're going to say you're absolutely crazy. And you're going to say I'm crazy. But you got to be odd to be number one. And the truth seekers are always called liars until they come up with the truth. Madness is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. This world is so insane. And we are here, this movement, you and me, to conquer it. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys next week.